Hey friends, welcome back to this Homeschooling Naturopath. My name is Hannah and I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 little girls who are 9, 8, and 5, and I'm also a fully qualified naturopath living and working in New Zealand. On this channel, I share content related to homeschooling, homemaking, motherhood, as well as little tidbits of naturopathic info throughout some of my content here. All of the girls get up between 7 and 8, and around 8 we all start to get ready for the day. This involves brushing our hair, brushing our teeth, getting dressed, making our beds, as well as doing morning chores. Everyone has a morning chore, whether it be emptying the dishwasher, putting a load of laundry on, helping out with breakfast, etc. I class this as life skills. Today is Tuesday, and I really like Tuesdays because we are home all day for the most part until my girls have sport later in the afternoon. Tuesdays and Thursdays are 2 days of the week where we really don't have any commitments outside of the home until much later in the day. And I love days like this because it allows us to have a much slower start to the morning. We don't have to rush out anywhere. I'm not hurrying the girls along with their schoolwork because we have to get somewhere. I really love the peaceful atmosphere I'm able to set on days like this. If you have been around here for a while, you will know that I have a pretty strict breakfast, lunch, and dinner menu plan. Tuesdays at the moment are sourdough pancakes, and that is every week. Every Tuesday morning we make sourdough pancakes, and so that is what my 5-year-old and I are working on now. To name just a few benefits that sourdough has, it has been shown to reduce blood pressure in people with hypertensive disorders. And not only that, but of course sourdough is incredibly beneficial for our gut microbiome. All of those healthy fermented bacteria going into the gut has most definitely been shown to increase not only immunity, but also mental health. Over the past few years, scientists have really discovered this clear connection between the gut and the brain. In fact, it's called the gut-brain axis. We literally are what we eat, and mental health and the gut microbiome are incredibly intertwined together. Taking care of your gut is taking care of your entire self. On top of that, having sourdough in something like pancakes, it makes the protein and the carbohydrates that are present in the flour and the eggs and all of that more easily accessible to the gut, meaning that we will be able to digest it a lot better and we're getting a lot more out of the food. This is a little glimpse at what we will be doing for morning basket this morning. I've got Sticky Situations, I've got our little French readers here, I've got The Law by Connor Boyack and Otter by Catherine Applegate, as well as World Watch News ready to go. Meanwhile, here my 8-year-old had taken over the pancake making, and this is a huge blessing in the mornings. She really enjoys helping with breakfast, and it frees me up to focus on other things. The pancakes don't always turn out the most beautiful or presentable looking pancakes when a child makes them, but hey, you know what? They are still yummy. And to be fair, the pancakes were quite flat today, and I think it was just because my discard was like very discard, like when, I don't know if you saw when I put the discard in, but it was like super flat this morning, so that also contributes to the flatness of the pancakes here. Here I'm working on our berry smoothie. We don't have berry smoothies every morning. In fact, we kind of had gone off of them for the winter, but we're back on a berry smoothie phase. I just add, obviously, the berries, some raw milk, some vanilla yogurt, as well as that organic seed mix. It has chia seeds, psyllium husk, coconut, and a couple of other things I don't know now. And then I also add just a little heaped teaspoon of vanilla protein powder as well. As soon as breakfast is finished, typically around 9 is when we sit down to eat, and we also start our morning basket time like I showed you guys before. Today is World Watch News and then a few other things that we're doing here.
Hey, Eva.
Je fais un bonhomme de neige. There are other perks, though. The way the ocean seems to part at their approach. And don't forget the Hollywood factor. A movie like Jaws could never be made about an otter. Kristen is in the middle of a major disagreement. Her two closest friends, Jill and Laurel, are quarreling. What's quarreling mean? Ethan and Emily Tuttle were happy 9-year-old twins who loved learning new things. They were brother and sister, and they were also good friends, and they liked doing things together. Once we've finished with morning basket time, I will start to clean up the kitchen from the breakfast mess. At this point, I encourage the girls to go play outside with the dog. I really like them to get a little bit of fresh air while I am cleaning up and before we get started with our group subjects. However, as you can see here in the background, they were still sitting at the table playing with slime this morning. I've just got some footage here too of how I clean my cast irons. I was always really intimidated by cast iron. When I was younger, I felt like I didn't know how to clean it very well. But now that I'm a little bit older and I've been working with cast iron for so long, it's just a second nature, and it is so much easier to clean than a normal pan, and it also has a lot more health benefits than a lot of the, regular non-stick pans you might find. Apples, avocados, bananas, and peaches are just some of the fruit that have skin on them to protect them. Once the skin is peeled and the flesh is exposed, the oxygen in the air activates an enzyme that makes the fruit turn brown. We'll cut an apple, see how long it takes to turn brown on the bench, and see how long the other one takes to turn brown in the fridge. Should we do that now? Yeah. Oh, it's very nice. Oh, it's nice one. Alrighty, let's see about this experiment. So, can you explain what we're gonna do here?
Well, we're gonna cut the apple in half, and we're gonna put one in the freezer, and one
in the fridge,
and one on the counter.
Okay.
And see which one turns brown first.
Okay.
For chemistry this morning, we were learning about how refrigeration works and how keeping our food cold affects the chemical makeup of the food in order to make it last longer. And I don't know how we got there, but we ended up making this handmade ice cream just in little baggies here with ice. I don't know how it was related to the chemistry this morning, but it worked out pretty well in the end. I'm finding with this chemistry unit from Gather Round Homeschool that I really, every lesson need to have a science experiment for the girls to do, because otherwise it's totally boring and really irrelevant. So homemade ice cream made it much more fun. After chemistry, I moved in to make our morning tea platter. Morning tea is just what we call morning snack here. I've got a wholemeal sourdough banana loaf with some chocolate chips in it this morning, and I'm just cutting up some fruit to go along with that as well.
Mr. Wonka was standing all alone just inside the open gates of the factory. And what an extraordinary man he was. He had a black top hat on his head. He wore a tailcoat made of beautiful plum-colored velvet. His trousers were bottle green, and his gloves were pearly gray. And in one hand he carried a fine gold-topped walking cane. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Alrighty, we have moved in now to individual subject time. We have tidied up from our morning tea time, and now, what's the time? It is almost 12, so we're kind of behind time today, but that's all good. The girls are nice and full from our morning tea, so here we go. Now today Arabella has got The Good and the Beautiful Math Lesson 86. She's going to be writing some stuff on the Chromebook, and she's also got The Good and the Beautiful Language Arts Level 4 Lesson 20. We've also got, well, we've already done chemistry actually. So she is settling up to do that now. This is her language arts from The Good and the Beautiful. Again, it has the course book and then the writing workshop. That is her math. She will do in a minute, and then when she's done with all of that, she will go ahead and do her story writing on the Chromebook. If it's charged, we better plug that in. Yeah. Oh, bless you. Now, I've mentioned on here a little bit before that Arabella is pretty independent now. She can sit and do all of this work by herself. Hey! Although when she's finished, I will come and go through anything with her, any questions she has, and all of that. But for the most part, she will just sit quietly and do this by herself now. Now over here, Alea.
I don't know what to do with the jam one.
Oh, okay, what's it say with the jam? It says color the jams so it looks like they contain different colors of jam. Oh, what kind of jam do you want to put in those jam jars?
Purple jam,
okay.
Blue jam,
Okay.
So that one's gonna be grape jam.
Okay, grape jelly, yeah.
It's gonna be blue.
Okay, like a blueberry.
This one be strawberry, this one be banana.
Okay, sounds good. So Alea has just now moved into the Good and the Beautiful Handwriting Level 1. This is her first day of doing this. She just finished the Level K yesterday. So, oh wait, she didn't want to do that page. So we're here. She just does 2 pages of this a day while I'm sort of going around making sure everyone else is doing what they're supposed to. And because today is Tuesday, it is a math day for her. So her and I are going to sit down together and do her next lesson of the Good and the Beautiful Math Level K. And so that's what she's up to. Yes, okay. All right, meanwhile, Atlanta is over here working on the couch. Where's your planner? Here.
I did my independent work now.
Okay.
I'm doing the laundry.
So today Atlanta has the Good and Beautiful Math lesson 85, and then All About Reading lesson 11. We've already done chemistry, so that's it. And now Atlanta is just doing the independent work she can do in her math lesson while I work with Alea. So that's what she's got going, and then I'll come and her and I will do the lesson together shortly, as well as All About Reading. I'll need to do this with her as well. So I'm gonna finish up with Alea and then work with Atlanta and then get started on making lunch. Alea has finished her math and her handwriting, and now as part of her curriculum, she gets to pick a game that her and I can play together after she finishes her work. And so today,
And after we're gonna play Barbies.
we're having a tea party and then playing some Barbies. So this is what it looks like. Arabella's still working.
I gave her some tea.
Atlanta's still working.
I gave you some tea.
Once Alea and I had finished playing Barbies together, I realized it was getting pretty late in the day, and so I needed to get started on making lunch. It was probably about 12:30 by this point. Today for lunch, as my lunch menu goes, it was sourdough pizzas. Sourdough pizzas is something that I have incorporated into our menu as of late because it is so easy and simple to make. It takes me about 10 to 15 minutes to whip up these pizzas. So it is a super convenient, healthy lunch option. I use organic wholemeal flour for our sourdough pizzas, as well as our sourdough pancakes that you saw this morning, actually. And you'll probably see that my jar of sourdough starter is enormous, and I keep it that way. I like to have a lot of starter discard in there so that I can use it for things like this. Today's pizza options were just tomato paste, basil pesto, some pre-grated pizza cheese to be extra convenient for myself, and then just some cut up ham on top. My girls like really simple pizzas. They don't like all the different bits and bobs, which makes it easier for me. So yeah, just ham and cheese generally is what I will make for them. After that, this guy is straight into the oven for about 10 minutes. The whole process from start to finish honestly takes about 20-25 minutes max. While I was sorting out the pizzas, our milkman came and we got our raw milk delivery for the week. We were getting raw milk delivered for years prior to 2020, but due to different circumstances, we couldn't get it anymore. But I'm so happy we're able to get it again. Raw milk is genuinely a superfood, and there's truly no comparison when looking at raw milk versus pasteurized milk. Raw milk will always be better for the gut, better for your immune system, and better for your overall health when compared to pasteurized dairy. However, that does not mean that we don't eat pasteurized dairy. We still buy the normal yogurt from the supermarket for the most part. I still buy cheese and cream cheese and all of that pasteurized, non-organic dairy stuff, just because it's not very accessible here in New Zealand. If I had the option to buy organic raw dairy all of the time, I certainly would, but unfortunately it's not very realistic where we live, unless of course I was able to get my own dairy cow. Maybe one day. We typically have, I don't join, but the girls usually have a little picnic lunch, and we usually watch either a documentary or a magic school bus or something. Today was a documentary on Egypt and a new tomb they were discovering. And this is how our ice cream turned out. They were able to eat it after lunch. After lunch, Atlanta and I sat down and we completed all of her independent work, the work that she isn't able to do on her own, but she needs me for. So we did a lesson from All About Reading. This is All About Reading Level 2. She was up to Lesson 10 today. And then we also completed her math lesson from the Good and the Beautiful Math Level 2. All right, little update for you guys. Our apples from this morning, my timer now, what time are we on? Our little apple experiment from chemistry this morning. Sorry, hang on, I am trying to find my timer. Our apples have now been out and cut for nearly 4 hours. Don't know if you guys can see that. And the craziest thing is that they're not even fully brown. So I don't know what's up with these apples. This is the apple that's been sitting out on the countertop, and it's not even that brown. Like, that's still edible for sure. Really, really strange. And then actually what we noticed, hey girls, is that the other apple that's in the fridge is browning almost identically. So, in fact, this one is browning almost even more so. So, I don't know. It doesn't seem like the fridge really slowed down the browning process there. But anyway, that was a great experiment. The girls ate their ice cream, as you guys saw. Didn't turn out the best, but you know, at least that was fun chemistry experiment. Right now, it's just about to be 3 o'clock. We finished school for the day, and I am just about to clean. Oh, I always put the camera like way down here, and you can't even see my face. I apologize. We are finished school for the day, and so I'm just about to clean up all the dishes that I've accumulated. I do clean as I go, so there's not that many to do, but some dishes left over from lunch still. And then I'm just going to clean the rest of the place and hopefully get a little bit of time to rest before we have to head off to rugby. We're gonna leave for rugby in about an hour. So yeah, I'm gonna clean up, put anything away, sort some stuff out that needs sorting, and then hopefully get a little bit of time to sit peacefully before we have to go to rugby training. So that's what's on now. And while I'm doing all of this, the girls are still having a last to leave challenge over here, so they can't leave. I'm not actually sure. Wait, so they can't leave the circle unless they're on those pillows, is that correct? And there's some challenges over here.
Yeah, so this, you have to try and get the balloon into one of these. That's worth 2 points in a layer. And then if it lands like in there, that's 1 point. And Alea just scored 7 because she got it in there.
Okay, great.
And then yeah, because you earn points, you can get more stuff. Yeah, Atlanta won this pillow and that, and Alea won a challenge, so she got to steal that.
Oh, neat. Okay, so it's kind of like a kid-friendly Survivor type of thing. Okie dokie, so that's happening there. And yes, I'm cleaning up now. Alrighty, it is nearly 4 o'clock now. The girls are still playing their, can we even see, their game, what's it called?
Last to leave the circle.
Last to leave the circle.
And as you can see, it's gotten a lot smaller.
Yeah, the circle has gotten smaller, but they're still playing. Unfortunately, now we're getting ready to go to rugby, so that game is going to have to be paused. The big girls are getting changed for that. Alea and I are gonna put some warm clothes on because we just sort of stand there and watch. So we're gonna get changed for that. I'm gonna pack some snacks, and then we're gonna shut up all the windows and curtains in the house because it will be dark by the time we get home. So yes, that is the update, what we're doing now. Okay, I've changed now. I look like an astronaut. But this is what the Dunedin winter requires. We're headed out the door now. Oh wait, you don't have socks on.
We're headed out the door.
No,
to
you
go to
can't
outer
grab your
space.
snack until you have your socks. If people are organized, they can have a piece of sourdough brownie and a banana while they're headed out the door. And I think we're also gonna take the dog to exercise him a bit. Okay, ready?
My rugby socks.
Great, we've got socks, good. Once you have your socks and shoes, you can grab a snack and head outside. Okay. Don't tell me, don't tell me.
Yes, Mika.
Hunter.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm gonna smash him because he always so rude. Also, I thought you were gonna say Cooper. I thought you were gonna say Cooper. Well, I'm gonna smash him into him. I used to feel like
I think they also start at 4. I think their people are just on time. Well, they're early. Next one. Put your feet like this. Shoot, don't scream. Bells, your boots are sorted? There is truly nothing more comforting than coming home on a cold winter's night to a hot soup, especially when that hot soup is Mexican chili soup. Oh, yum, my favorite. The girls are getting so sick of it, but I am making it at least once a fortnight. I don't care, I love it so much. Alrighty, we are currently outside in the cold, in the wind. In fact, let me shut this so that the cold air can stay outside. The girls and I are currently outside. Oh, you're coming out too? Okie dokie. Alright, we're gonna end this video outside. Tonight is a full moon. It is the first full moon in August. Fun fact, there are 2 full moons the month of August this year. These are Atlantis crystal collection. And yes, and that's your plant. And I've also got a big bottle of water here. We're also going to leave out in the moonlight, and then tomorrow we'll be able to drink the moon water. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on this day in the life, and we'll catch you in the next video.
And fun fact, New Zealand has more sheep than people. So bye. Make sure to subscribe and like.